The Iowa Supreme Court will be releasing its ruling tomorrow on whether or not to keep an injunction on the fetal heartbeat bill in place. That measure has been in a legal battle now for years. Where it stands in our top story at 10. In 2018, Iowa Governor Kim Reynolds signed a bill that would prohibit abortion 6 weeks into a pregnancy. A year later, a judge with the Polk County District Court blocked the ban, putting an injunction on that measure. This meant the ban was not enforced, and the governor let the decision stand at the time. But two major rulings in June of 22 changed everything. The U.S. Supreme Court overturned Roe versus Wade, and the Iowa Supreme Court ruled abortion is not protected by the state constitution. In August last year, Governor Reynolds filed a motion to dissolve the injunction against the measure. Her legal team argued this must be lifted since the federal right to abortion was struck down. Both Reynolds and Planned Parenthood opinions remain the same as they did when that fetal heartbeat bill was signed.
When I signed the bill, I did that because I believe it's immoral to stop a beating heart, and I am a pro-life. Iowans have elected a pro-life legislature, and I believe that we should do what we can to protect the unborn.
Most of the people who come to us are beyond 6 weeks, and it would mean that they would have to go out of state, or even worse, we foresee that there would be patients who would try to self-induce, often using dangerous or illegal means.
Tomorrow morning, the state's high court will release a written ruling on the fetal heartbeat bill. Currently, abortion in Iowa is legal up until the 20th week of pregnancy. And on the national level, it's been almost a year since that Dobbs decision, which put states back in control of their abortion laws, taking away and striking down Roe v. Wade. This week, the White House invited state leaders to discuss how they safeguard access to reproductive health care. 80 legislators from across the country were there to discuss how each of their states is currently protecting reproductive rights. The Biden administration invited them also to share their potential solutions with one another.
We really get some great ideas and find better ways to work together to defend people's rights.
Being able to work together to make sure that, to the extent possible, we're creating some level playing fields for folks is also critically important.
Lawmakers say they want to build momentum at the state level and work to stop more rights from being taken away.